Gardner-Webb head coach Cris Reisert, his team coming off a loss against Tennessee Tech this past weekend at home. They're going to go on the road. They're going to be at UT Martin. It's a matchup of the two teams that shared the Big South OVC championship a season ago. So, Coach, just first some general thoughts about your team and the impact of the storm had near and around your community.
Yeah, I think it's been a hard, whatever it's been, 5, 6 days for North Carolina, specifically Western North Carolina. I mean, we have not had it nearly as rough as a lot of the communities, in the western part of our state, and some of which have been wiped off the map, which is tragic to even think about. But that's kind of been where our energy has been. I think mentally, making sure that those folks are good, making sure that the people in our town are good. Our school's done a great job trying to make sure that our students have power and have food. And it's tough when you get in these situations. There's a lot of things you can't do, just because you're not able. But anything that we could do, I think the school's done a nice job and trying to make sure we make it as normal as we can for our students and for our student athletes.
Well, and for those people that didn't know or pay attention, you played your game with Tennessee Tech. There was no power there. So just, I mean, part of it was getting to play, just to have a normal thing, but to maybe describe to us a little bit about that and like a game without all those things you're used to, I guess.
Yeah, different. Different. Certainly, a lot of the intricacies that you have in a regular college football game weren't there. You don't have a working scoreboard, no play clocks, no time clocks, and so, I thought the officials did a nice job communicating and trying to kind of keep us up to date as much as they could. But it certainly was a different feel. As simple as no music and a lot of the hubbub that you have in a college football game just not around. And so I thought it was good that we got to play. I think we had a ton of neighbors and a ton of friends that were out just for a little reprieve from the madness of the current state of their lives at that point. And I think it was good for them to get into a football stadium and watch some college football for a couple hours. And for the Gardner-Webb perspective, I wish they'd gone a little bit better on our side, but I think that part was good for them to be able to come and be a part of it and just to be able to witness that side of things.
Was there what were the key differences then in the game? Was the things you all did, things Tennessee Tech did well? Just briefly on that, I guess.
Yeah, no, I thought they played really well. I thought they were a physical group. I thought they executed. We certainly did not play our best football game. And I got to get our team more ready to play than they were. And certainly there was external factors, but we've got to be able to manage those factors better and to put our best foot forward as a football team. And we certainly didn't do that. But I do believe that Tennessee Tech did a really nice job and thought their staff and their players played hard, played with energy, and everything that they got, was because of that. And they made it really hard on us. And certainly we made it hard on ourselves sometimes too.
Is it one that you can just maybe show the film and say, all right, that's behind us? And how does that work? And just like, because there's a lot of the season still to go, how easy is that to be done, I guess?
Yeah, a little different. We didn't have power, didn't know when we would get power. And so our guys have been gone. So today is our first day with them, Tuesday. And so we got power back. Gosh, I guess that was late Sunday, maybe Sunday afternoon. And so a lot of them had already gone home. And so we allowed them to stay home Sunday and Monday to be with their families and in a more comfortable experience. And then they all came back late last night. And so they had class today, and then we'll have our first kind of team meeting. So the first time that we'll talk about it after, the post-game meeting will be today at 3. And so it'll be a pretty quick deal because we've got to get into Tennessee Martin, and so we certainly need to acknowledge it and need to learn and grow from it. But we also need to get ready for the next week. And so without a ton of time to be able to do that, it kind of forces you, I think, to move on quick.
You obviously weren't the coach last year. A lot of the team is different, but last year this is the best game. Gardner-Webb and UT Martin came down the end, shared the championship. It could be one of the rivalries out of the association. So maybe just general thoughts on this year's UT Martin team, but just like the team share. I guess I want to comment on the team sharing the championship, and maybe that's a budding rivalry too.
Yeah, no, I think they're a good football team. It's a game that we're really, really excited for. I think, I think they're really stout on both sides of the ball. I think they've got tremendous skill on offense and really dynamic up front on defense, and their staff does an awesome job. So we're really excited for it. It was an amazing game last year between the two programs, and we're hopeful to continue to be a part of that situation, and one where hopefully it can go back and forth for many years and be a big part of our conference.
Your team came so close to 2 FBS wins. They got an FBS win. Like, do you think that changes a team's mindset if you do get over that hump? Like, we beat a higher level team, or is it just a win as a win? How do you see that?
Yeah, I think it's got to give you a little good mojo. You know what I mean? I haven't been there, right? So hopefully we'll be there at some point. We'll be able to speak from a firsthand experience. But I think they're a confident group. You know, they've had some ups and downs throughout the season, but you know they've been in every game they've played. They're a really experienced crew. I mean, you look at it, they're an old group. And so that experience is gonna pay it well. And I think anytime you get a big win like they got on Saturday, you know, I think they're probably feeling pretty good coming into this weekend. And so it's our job just to play a really well rounded football game and play with energy and effort, and which is who we are, to give ourselves a chance to compete and to be in this thing at the end.
Coach, we're glad things are as good as they can be in your all's community with your players and stuff. And just best of luck in your travels and your game this week. And we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, Kyle.